Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest, where we are, as you can see in front of your eyes, diving back into our blind playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations with Miles Edgeworth. And in the background here, bam! Ooh, new items. In the background here, I thought we're starting our final case. It's a new case, so let's have a look at the title screen we get. So it's this dramatic scene with the fire that we've just seen, that actually we saw in a kind of the initial flashback scene at the start of the case as well, but we've actually just seen it occur within the case as well. So lots of exciting things going on in this case, and I'm really, really excited that essentially we're again connecting with so many of the wonderful characters and scenes and places and ideas that we did in previous games. So there's a lot of new, there's we've got the Steel Samurai and the German Ninja. I'm hoping that we have I don't know what her name is in English, but I'm hoping that we have our redhead photographer friend. We've seen her. I'm hoping it's not just a background joke. I'm hoping that she is actually here as a character. I mean, surely. But right now, there's just been a dramatic fire. Probably someone is dead, and we're about to begin this, what is obviously going to be some kind of interesting dynamic between the two conjoined embassies here. So let's take a look. It's March 14, 6:45 p.m. The Barbalese Embassy Secretariat's office. I told you it wasn't me. Shina's here for some reason.
Hold it!
And again, I think that maybe that's Manny Cochin, maybe on the ground there. I don't know. It looks like Manny's hair. Oh, we've probably been running up a lot of stairs to get here. Kay, are you all right? Do I look all right to you? Now, can you do something about this woman? What is with our stance there? Are we injured? Have we been injured? Oh, now I understand what Shina's doing. We're being arrested. She's arresting us. Get out of here. Oh, man. So Kay maybe is going to be the prime suspect in this case. Interesting. Mr. Edgeworth, Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's this. Yeah, that's got to be Manny. That's Manny's worn face and wild hair. It wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. I mean, I'm going to bet money. At this stage, I'm not going to bet money, but I'm going to bet pretend money that his dead body... no, actually, that doesn't make sense, does it? Because we're in the bubble... Oh, no, I've forgotten which one is on which side. I feel like Kay ran back into the one that was on, the right-hand side of the lobby, and so that's where I think we are right now. I think we're that side, and so that means that the cart that we saw being wheeled by the Steel Samurai, supposedly Steel Samurai costume, which I suspect has a dead body in it, or maybe it doesn't have a dead body in it. Maybe it has something else in it. But I feel like the scene of the murder is being faked, basically. So it wouldn't make sense if the dead body is where the cart was, unless the cart has done a back and forth trip. I don't know. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage. A suspicious person? Man, there's a lot to take in here already. We're getting into the thick of it. A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There is no reason for you to be this loud. Man, she's being arrested. Somebody has been murdered and the building has been set on fire. Shina, what are you talking about? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Shina, I believe your name is correct. We're definitely, there's something interesting going on with this one. Surely we're about to get a reveal at some stage. And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer. I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey pal, just what the heck does what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Yeah. Huh? This office is considered to be a part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babalese government and Babalese law. Yeah. I mean, this means that we're really in very unknown territory here, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterritorial rights? So do you really believe that the truth is out there? I knew as soon as this sentence started that this is where it was going. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation. But perhaps in some future case where something occurs in a Japanese embassy in another country, you know, we're good. No way, sir. Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home. Nah. Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth. In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Is this going to be Agent Lang? Oh! Mr. Von... Eek! Ambassador Palliano, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. Haha. It's really nothing. Look, anyone in any Japanese game or show or anything like that who does these kinds of hands is a suspicious person. It's a suspicious action of some kind. Like it either means, you know, someone is like kind of lying or it might be lying about a crime. It might also be sort of just fake, you know, like they're sort of a bit conniving. Maybe not necessarily conniving. It might just be that they're I don't know, a bit of a bootlicker of some sort. Either way, you know, it's not good. It's not good when someone's kind of doing these actions here. Everything is suspicious about this gesture here. So yeah, other than that, very interesting. A little bit of a sort of a golden lion look, almost like a game show host, right? It's really nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. Yeah, it is Manny. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. So, Manny was the secretariat of the Babalanese, I can't remember what they've said now, embassy. Well, I never imagined that I'd meet you here of all places. Really? It's happened quite a lot. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct. Already? What is it? Ambassador Palliano. Paleno? Let's go with Paleno. Paleno. Are they meant to be sort of... I'm just sort of thinking about like the sound of Paleno and maybe the look of him. Is it sort of meant to be a little bit Mediterranean, you know, Spanish? I don't know. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. Look at this guy. Look at his whole thing. dodgy as hell. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. So cool. She's going to love that. Assistant? Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Palladino. Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. What did you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face. Francisca, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet. But at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. There you go. Very quickly, she's come around to this idea. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse. Yeah. If there's one thing we know, it's that there's going to be a lot of whipping through this case. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you were done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard for the Barbalese embassy today. And why are our police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years. That too. It was a more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands. We are a mean person sometimes. But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to even buy instant noodles anymore. Yeah, jeez, man. Lighten up, Edgeworth. Lighten the fuck up. He's your friend. I'm sorry to be, sorry to be a bit, intense there, but, jeez, man. Come on. Cut him some slack. Hey, it's another butterfly. I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Babal. I clicked that one away quickly. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. I mean, it's an embassy, so, Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, so... The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. Not specifying what that is. I feel like in this game... my impression in this game is that as opposed to other localizations of this game, and I haven't played that many of them, so I really just have a sort of an outside understanding. But, I think a lot of the previous games have quite just, what I've heard is they've quite decidedly tried to, change the context of the game into America. I feel like in this one, the way it seems to me is that they're just sort of trying to say it as little as possible. They're trying not to really bring it up. You may want to, Detective, however, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. Do you want to see the fruits of his desire? Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on this display rack, sir. Knives, huh? Knives. Knives and little balls? Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. Oh. Are the little balls, would they be holders for the knives? And so therefore there's a knife in the center that's missing. And the handles are also missing. Okay. So suggesting that they were wood handles, maybe. Like our other knife that had a wood handle. Okay. I guess the handles all got burned off by the fire. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. So even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Palladino, are these knives yours? And why are you so nervous? We've barely begun this case. Calm down. Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babal. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabath's own set of knives. Do you know what? All right, I'm going to throw my theory out straight away. Here's what I think is happening. I don't think this guy is the murderer, but I think that this guy came across the body or got told about the body, and even as I'm saying, all right, here's what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, because I've had a suspicion since, pretty close to the beginning of this case, what I've thought is, obviously we've got these two embassies right next to each other. There's going to be a location change between where a crime took place, and because it's going to be in the interest of each embassy to make sure that, the other embassy is the one that's getting the scrutiny, that isn't having its reputation tarnished, all of that sort of stuff. This guy seems to me like a nervous fool more than a nervous, cunning person. So I reckon he has come across a body and made sure it got transported into the other embassy. But obviously what I'm saying there doesn't really make sense, because we have a body right here. We have a body that is right here in his embassy. So you know what? I can't make sense of my thoughts right now, but I'm just communicating that I feel like something like that is going on, and I feel like that's going to end up being the reason for his silly, obvious nervousness right now, I don't think this is a murderer's nervousness. I think this is someone who's done something very illegal and very wrong, but, it's not a clever, premeditated murderer type thing. All right. Are comprised of 3 knives each, but I can't believe that the Barbalese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang? What is a tang? On the tang of this blade. Ambassador Paliano, what is this notch here for? Oh, that. It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them. Obviously this is going to be critical to the case. So that's why we're learning about this. So that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. That's very... You have a rich cultural legacy. I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed. I'm going to say that sounds like a bad knife. I don't know. I guess they're ornamental knives anyway, but yeah, it doesn't sound like it's a very useful knife. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. Yeah, it's really weird. And also, why is the Statue of Liberty like... It's more like a Planet of the Apes Statue of Liberty, isn't it? It's really strange, isn't it? I thought this was the Barbalese embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the Barbalese are studying American culture and our tourism industry. If they have plans to make the Barbalese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said that if I bring these with me to Babal, I can trade them in for a few buffets. Oh? So how do you expect to travel to Babal? Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babal if I have to. Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things? Edgeworth, I don't even know what to say about that thought. It looks like this was once a magnificent grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire. Not very, right? It looks almost untouched. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is it okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing. But, well, there's this one clock that I made by myself. Oh, that's quite enough, detective. Sorry, I wanted to finish hearing what he said. But the timer on it manages to auto... that's sort of... interesting. I wonder if that's a reference to something from a past case that I've forgotten about. It's certainly making me think a lot of people in the Ace Attorney game franchise make their own clocks. It's weirdly common. That's quite enough, detective. Man, that clock is almost untouched. What are you talking about? It's got the smallest little bit of ashy smudge at the bottom there. That's... Alright. What? There was something else here. Oh, hang on. Is that... There are still some burned objects scattered on the floor. Well, burnt things get burnt when they become burnt things, you know? No, because there is no way to prove that the burnt thing started out as a burnt thing. Was it a burnt thing or was it not? I have no idea what's what anymore, sir. Yes, I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burnt out light bulb to comprehend. Good one, Edgeworth. Let's look at that last. Can we look at the things here? Yeah. This ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. A ceiling fan? What is one of these? What does one of those do? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one's ceiling. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I slept. Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. I like how he said in the real world, as if he knew he was just in a computer game. So, our victim... I actually didn't think I was looking at Manny there. I was trying to avoid the statue in the middle and Manny and do them last, just in case I, lose the opportunity to look at things. So, our victim was the secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Cochin. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable. Okay. He's got the Yatagarasu key, or at least a very similar key to the Yatagarasu key, in his pocket. So that's interesting. Blood as if he's been shot or like had his... I guess he's been stabbed because there's the bloody knife right next to him. Oh, man. So the whole handle, the knife and the handle thing obviously means... And it sounds like from what the embassy guy was saying, Paliano or whatever, the way he phrased it made it sound like the Babalese embassy have 3 ornamental knives with a certain handle, and the other embassy that starts with A, whose name I've forgotten, also have knives with interchangeable handle, like the same knife but with different handles. So obviously, again, I think what we can expect is that we're going to have, someone trying to make it out that one embassy's knife was another embassy's knife. Okay. And someone could have stuck that key in his pocket there, right? Like, that's not how you would have a key in your pocket. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. Why do we have to insult the man? Like, he was murdered. That's not necessarily a failing on his part. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? So we can probably guess that someone intended for his body to be burned and for the evidence to be, burned, essentially. I won't rest. There we go. I won't rest. Can I back out of this just to make sure I look at everything else? That's some fireplace. I was trying to look at the safe. It really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think? Oh, if these are a staple in every Bubbly's house, then I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit too. Just how old are you again, detective? He's enjoying life. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Cochin's office. Aha! So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Should be safe from the fire then. Ah, of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Oh, literally a key? Not a combination? So maybe it's the key in his pocket, right? Hopefully, I'm going to guess we're going to be... Oh, this guy's stopping me. Stop it! I mean, let me. Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting its investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Ms. Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? I mean, I would think that Interpol would be still conducting its investigation everywhere, right? Because the fire was just raging, and all we did is run up the stairs to get here. So it seemed like we must have arrived very shortly after the others arrived, Like, there hasn't been that much time, surely, is what I'm saying. I'm a subordinate of Miss Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site. You got it? If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really angry at me. You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we do as he says? Yeah, I suppose we might as well. It's because Gumshoe understands, you know, understands, I suppose, no. I was hoping I might be able to look at the desk, but I guess they're not going to let us yet. All right, in that case, let's look at this. Understands the common man is what I was going to say. That's it. I don't know. Is that policeman or common man? Whatever. Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? That's a national treasure. Looks like kind of a combination of the Steel Samurai and Ultraman. And actually, you know, while we're at it, that symbol at the back of the room gives me real Evangelion vibes as well. Okay. I am afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat, because it's got something hidden inside of it. It's got something hidden inside of it.
Hold it!
It's also got a flower, right? It has the flower symbol, which is the other embassy, right? Because this one is the butterfly embassy. But there is a possibility that it is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? Gumshoe's really not wanting to step on any toes at the moment, is he? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Prima Duck statues Kay was talking about earlier. Ah, that's right. Is it just me, or does this man look just like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Only Amb and Secretariat can touch. They couldn't fit Ambassador there. Nat Treasure. Oh, no. So, both countries claim to own real one, Nat Treasure. Only Am and Secretary can touch. They really struggled to fit this description in this box. That's quite funny. Let's chat to this guy. I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Paliano, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well. Oh, he's got a serious face for a second there. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babal. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal. Now I remember. The Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry. Okay, let's ask about Manny. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Cochin. He was my secretary and the embassy secretariat charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything: accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I love that included in this is printing. Like, you know, like writing things on the desk with a pen, checking email, you know. I'm sorry, but yes, exactly. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Okay. Alright. Okay. Here's my immediate thought. This is what I have said in so many previous episodes. You will remember. Like, anyone could be printing those Yatagarasu business cards, right? Like, you don't even need a printing press, so there's nothing inherently suspicious about this. It's just that within the context of the game, the fact that they're making a big... Obviously, it's an important point that someone has the capacity to mass print things. They've definitely been printing the Yatagarasu cards. I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Ah, have we not? We haven't clicked ourselves yet then. Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident! The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. We've even had a very recent reminder of the KG8 incident, and we still haven't remembered. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into his job. He was the one that planned this event and was to oversee the embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him. What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us. Okay, so what I'm going to take from that is in part that they're cash strapped and the embassy wants more money. So that might also play a role in things. Might be good for us to present this. Oh, isn't that about our great embassy? How do you like our pamphlets? I feel indifferent about them, to be honest. I'm just using this as evidence. Oh, that's too bad. In that case, I guess we'll just have to try harder to make more charming ones. I just had a flash of inspiration. We should make all our pamphlets into coupon books. I mean, that's actually a smart idea. His expectation of what a coupon can do is just a tad hyperinflated. I'm glad someone said it. Because, yeah, that's very, very true. Alright, so we've got the picture here. Cool. Let's ask about this. This statue resembles that hero, the Steel Samurai, don't you think? I was thinking, what would you say to changing its name to the Steel Samurai statue? It just might attract a few more tourists to our country if I did, right? I'm not sure what to think. I thought that thing was a national treasure. And let's show you my badge. Oh, is that a prosecutor's badge? It has a very cool design. Aha, I know! We should start selling items like this as souvenirs in Babao. The tourists will absolutely go nuts over them. Please don't compare a proud symbol of my profession to a cheap souvenir. Yeah. So this guy is always on the lookout for ways to promote the country and make some money. Alright, let's take a look. Obviously, the key will be important. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key! It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... 7 years ago... Oh, you mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Callisto Yu. What? That was a weird way of phrasing it. That was then stolen? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Eee! Gumshoe, were you not around for those conversations? Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of the crimes you were a suspect in. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Why are they making a point of this? Because it immediately seems like what they're trying to emphasize here as an important piece of knowledge for this case is that Gumshoe does not know about the nature of the key turning into the knife. But why would that matter in this case? You know, like I could understand if it was some other character, because then you would go, oh, you know, like maybe they are lying about something, or maybe they're the murderer or something, you know, like there's something to trip them up on. But why would that be relevant for Gumshoe in this case? Oh, Unless what it is that Gumshoe has said in this case that he was here for essentially security because of the Yatagarasu. So what it means is that I think, guys, I think what it means is that he probably screened people coming into the embassy and wouldn't notice that somebody had this key. Like he would be okay with somebody bringing this key in with them and wouldn't know that it was a knife. Okay, that's what I reckon. I'm putting it out there. I'm throwing that one on the table. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir. I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... where are we clicking? Here. Okay, and yeah, like even the end of the key here is a butterfly, isn't it? I think it's that only just clicked because of this view of it. It's not that far-fetched to think that the end of this key was meant to be a butterfly. Oh, there we go. I realised just before they made it explicit in the text. The keymaker must have been a true patriot to have fashioned this after the national symbol. Oh, it's this end bit, isn't it? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Nice sound. Ah, there it goes. Right. That happened so quickly the first time in the previous case when they showed that animation. I was able to follow it a little bit more this time since I was expecting it. So I can see now how the shape breaks apart and becomes the two different shapes. Got it. The inside becomes the outside becomes the inside, all of that. Oh, well, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. It is. It is like some kind of magic trick. Oh. Close-up view. I knew it. This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. Yeah, but how do you know there's not another one like this? I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir? I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police mark on our IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is, why was the Bubbly's embassy's secretary holding this? Well, he wasn't holding it, Francisca. You should be a better lawyer. It was jammed in his pocket. While we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key, we do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kodopian embassy. That's right. Well, alleged Yatagarasu. I still don't know how to think about that. I don't know. Is there two? Is there a good and a bad Yatagarasu? Is there a real and a fake Yatagarasu? Was Callisto being a fake Yatagarasu? Sort of seems like it. That's right. Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer. I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia. Why don't you ask Ambassador Palaino about what he knows? Supposedly he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. Oh. Hang on. So he was a candidate to be the Kodopian ambassador, which is now the two separate. Okay. Manny Cochin. I've seen him before. He was the suspect in the KG8 incident. And I saw him talking with the eldest sister of the victim of that case, Miss Callisto Yu. Oh, excuse me. I wonder if there's a connection between his murder and the KG8 incident. I wonder. Can we look at his face? Hand. Alright, obviously, it's just that, neck, yes. It's a knife wound. It's obvious what he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed. Oh. Interesting, that was Shiner. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me too, so we can already see that this knife's blade has the butterfly on it. But I'm gonna guess that the blade was, the handle was changed from the other embassy's knife handle. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. How? Alright, so maybe what I was saying, maybe Paleno's crime that he's so nervous about is that he has changed the handle here. I wonder if that means he's actually still got blood on his hands from changing it over really quickly. That's interesting. And did he grab the handle from the thing on the wall? You know what I mean? Like maybe actually none of them were burnt off, and he quickly changed this, no, but that would be, this again, like all of my theories with him run into a brick wall, which is that this is the blade handle of his own embassy, so that doesn't make sense. Okay. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. Butterfly motif is noteworthy. Alright, I think that's it for this scene. Maybe we've got some logicking to do, yeah, at this stage. A butterfly-shaped guard adorns the handle of the murder weapon. So surely these two, it seems like something we shouldn't even really need to connect, really, but okay. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special bubbly species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here, this knife is property of the Republic of Papal. So it was just written there anyway. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. Oh, okay. All right, so we're still missing a piece. Can we chat to you two? Kay, are you all right? You believe me, don't you, Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't, and I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then if you're that confident. I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocent post-haste. Can we look at the safe again now that we have looked at the key? No. Alright, no. What about evidence? Is this something that we can look at more closely? Yes, okay. There is a lot of skill detailing on this handle. It would appear that the handle on this knife is removable. I guess so people can change them whenever they feel like it. I guess that's the most basic explanation for that. Sounds like fun, sir. I don't think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective. Blood? Man, that's some pretty... okay, I was like, wow, it's really interesting the way they've drawn the blood, but it's because it's showing up the pattern underneath the blood. It's showing up the pattern on the blade. So this is what took Mr. Cochin's life. Some of his blood is still on the blade. Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my days, but knives that we used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Really? Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, just like how this one is practically drenched in it, huh, sir? Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle. Somehow. I wonder if the two things that we've said about this knife could be connected in some way. looks like it. Are we going to have sort of new dialogue? Yeah, there's a vine motif to the ornamentation on this blade, even if Detective Gumshoe claims to see a star motif in it. It's interesting that they are highlighting that though. Between the blade and handle there is a flower and the key itself is a butterfly. This key was stolen by the Yatagarasu 7 years ago from the Kodopian embassy, which suggests that this was made while Kodopia still existed as a country. Can we switch it again? Nice. And we discovered this trick 7 years ago, and with it we were able to corner Mizzou. But who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time? I thought it. It's not that far-fetched to think that the end of this key was meant to be a butterfly. Oh, was that... Yeah, okay. I think that was probably everything. This we can't look at. Can we look at anything here? There's no way that says married. It says ward or worried man. I mean, it doesn't even look like... Okay, that is a really weird way of writing it, an M. It says Ward 1. It just doesn't say married man of Neo Old Tokyo. That is the weirdest M I have ever seen. Okay. Oh, okay. So here we get the view of the building. We've got the Kingdom of Alabas. That's right. Alabas still produces the very luxurious Kodopian paper, which is renowned for its extremely high quality. Wow, so you guys produce paper and the other one has a printing press. It seems like it would be great for you guys to work together. The Republic of Babal is the sole producer of Barbalese ink, which is made from wheat crystal. It is also known to generously offer coupons. There you go. Look, you guys are natural partners. Both countries have a prima duck statue, which are the national treasures of each country. They each also possess a set of 3 finely crafted knives. Just specifically these things. So this statue could have been the thing that was moved by the cart, by the steel samurai, the person in the steel samurai costume. The statue could have been in the cart as well. Yeah, I don't know. It could have been that there were 2 trips, so anything between the 2 embassies could have been switched. What else is there for me to look at? I don't have another piece of logic yet. I mean, I've seen the key, so I don't know. Ah, there we go. Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if I might ask you about Kodopia. Kodopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. Aha. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into an... I mean, are we gonna just go and tell this to everybody rather than holding on to our, our important piece of knowledge, like our hidden important piece of knowledge? Oh, how fascinating. Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? Well, we didn't really get a chance to properly test it, did we? In its knife form, there is a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Kodopia. And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both of Kodopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still in Kodopia. Alright. Ambassador Paliano, this key was stolen from the Kodopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? Yeah. Suspicious reaction. You were not aware that Mizzou had broken into this embassy at that time? I'm sorry I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Cochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Atagarasu's key here in the present. Okay, so maybe now we can... Yeah. Connect. We know for a fact that the Atagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Cochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. Yes! Let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. The key that was left for us in the victim's pocket, it literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. Oh, it's got a hidden bit, a hidden wall. What do we have here? A hidden space behind a wall. Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Atagarasu made off with everything, sir? When you say there's nothing inside, there are two inconspicuous pieces. Oh, you gumshoe. No, detective, I believe all we need is a closer look. Let's just go for it. What is this here? It looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to this safe is that it has two compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there is an extra bit of, let's just open the safe! Let's just open the other bit of the safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. What? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck. Let's talk about it for another hour, shall we? Instead of just opening the bit of this. Can we open it, or is there going to be some other trick that we need? However, if what you say is correct and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight. Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe. Like, can we just push it or something? Oh? Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery second lock. The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer. Is it this? But to me that seems like it connects just with the, the length of the key would go from there into here, yeah? Because of course the lock needs to connect into the main part, right? It's not, I thought maybe this area here was suspicious, and then we've got these two holes, but none of this shows up. I guess I'm gonna try this. Hey, there's a hole here, sir. I mean, I just thought this is part of the original lock mechanism. It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Wow, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? It's shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole. There must be some reason why they keep highlighting Gumshoe's star. Well, there's got to be some reason why this hole's shaped so weirdly, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Well, it seems to be the same exact shape as the other keyhole, so can we just try the key in it? Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Ho ho. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. Oh, we have to deduce. We have to deduce. Got it. Got it. Just do the key again. Eureka! Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca? Like the same thing that we've already tried. The same thing we've already used to open part 1 of this safe. The shape, it does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more. Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure this safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? I mean, I sort of thought that that's what you were suggesting. You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of this safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove it to you right now that the Yantakarasu's key is the key that will open it. Man, we could have done this hours ago. The Yantakarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yantakarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe, which is just what I said seconds ago. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. Is it? But it looks literally like the shape of the... Alright. I mean, are you saying that it's the knife shape? The knife doesn't have that shape, does it? Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yantakarasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Cochin's safe in the Kodopian embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Huh. Oh, I didn't realize... I guess I didn't look at it from this angle. I didn't realize that those ridges on the side came out like this. Okay, so it's the knife end. That is genuinely interesting. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see? What are you talking? Ah! It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the key's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's really clever! Preposterous! Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance. Then, it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Ooh. Francisca, honey, what you hiding? Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe. Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir. Oh, many things. Many interesting treasures. These items, it's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art. You're in the way. Now move, Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way. These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. Did you? It's easy to say after the fact. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examine is required. You believe. It's natural. These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Ooh, Scruffy! Don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Why do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break? Is it just me, or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? Alright, I guess it's the paper that we're looking at here. This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, detective? Ah. So there's a page missing, unless it's on the other side of one of these pages, but I'm going to guess it's a missing page. Mr. Cochin's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. It looks like the table there might have the flower motif, but it's a bit oddly shaped. What, is that it? We don't even... Huh? That's it? Is there anything else to look at? To build this sort of trick into one's safe is really something. Yeah, it's neat how this safe has 2 compartments, but what's really impressive is that at the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed. Me neither. I wonder if Mr. Cochin was just paranoid or if he had secrets of that greater value. I sort of missed the end of that. Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil, but then when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself. Yeah, well, yeah. If you meant to use the eraser on the pencil, you would, wouldn't you? Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Yes, sir. Is that all we can do here? What do I do with this knowledge now? Miles Edgeworth, what is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate, and if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then, why is she here at the embassy? Ah, a little bit of a question, huh? So it's time for us to chat. I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Atagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case. And came over to the Barbelese embassy. Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. I'm sure it's related to his family's disaster. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu? Francisco, surely you remember her as well. Kay would never harm a soul, sir. Kay? You remember, do you not? About the case we investigated together 7 years ago? You know, when you were a 13-year-old child? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. So she's that feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of the Atagarasu, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life. I see. Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Atagarasu just keeps on tricking us all. How so? The Atagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. Okay, so we can match that with... Yep. With Francisca's reason for being here. But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract and it's going on the rap sheet. If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder though if Callisto you really is the Yatagarasu. That's exactly what I wonder too. In fact, I don't think she is. I spent all of the last case going, I bet Callisto is the real Yatagarasu. And now I'm like, oh. But I hadn't at that point considered that, yeah. I suppose I had considered that there was a kind of a fake Yatagarasu, which I thought was Kay's father. But yeah, the way that the whole last case ended, let's just do this. The way that the last case ended, it very much seemed to me that it didn't go the way I was expecting. It really, really didn't go the way I was expecting. So I think Callisto is not the real Yatagarasu now. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, then the person I'm looking for is here in the Bubbly's embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Oh, I thought you would do just that, so you're making me go back in. Okay. Francisca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that. Man, surely this is going to be like the clincher. Like we've uncovered a lot in this room already. I feel like we've built a good little early foundation for what this case is going to be. Yes. After analysing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. Oh, she's got the 2 out of 3. This accounting document? It's only 1 page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. Should I have asked Francisca about this before opening the safe? Is that why the other documents sort of stopped short, maybe? For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Codopia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabast and Babal is the head, the one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Okay, accounting doc related to smuggling. Proof someone in one... They've used one rather than O-N-E. Again, because I think they're running out of space here. Proof someone in one of the countries is ringleader. Yeah, they have to be so short because, you know, when you're moving, like Japanese uses so many fewer characters to sort of say the same thing in most cases, and when you turn it into English, it's you know, in games like this, it's usually, you know, sometimes you run into this kind of difficulty, but it's just funny how yeah, like the way this has been happening just kind of in this room a lot. Well, okay. So now we have this. But we just, surely they don't want me to present that, do they? Do I now go back here and like look at this again? No. But we've got Jujuce. We've got Jujuce again. So. Eureka! Yeah? There we go. Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this? We're asking her about this? Surely she's the first one to know this. Well, it certainly looks that way. By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. It's a good thing they wrote 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and 3 out of 3 on each of these pages. And it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Barbalese ink. Barbalese ink? Barbalese ink is a special product of the Republic of Babal. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported. Due to a special reason. Hold it! And that reason is? That's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Probably means she doesn't know either. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Cochin. His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Cochin was the suspect in the KG8 incident. Of course I know, on top of being the head of the smuggling ring. There is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. I mean, quite frankly, we've got to resolve everything in this case, so we've got a lot of resolution to do. Are you done investigating? She has some interesting theme music that definitely suggests a rich depth to whatever is going on with her. Interesting past, and obviously it has a little bit of a tragic sound to it, so I'm curious to find out what Shina's deal is. You realise now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be? Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu. Kay Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Kochin. Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here, and he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Feels like she didn't want Kay to finish that sentence. I'd like to help you reduce... my immediate thought is that, it would be great if we were a defense lawyer and we could, be her defense lawyer and have a chat with her and get all this information. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? Oh, excuse me. I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Wow, she's actually getting quite aggressive with us. It's still very hard to know what to think about her. Why arrest Kay? Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Bubbly's embassy tonight. All right, this is very cool. I'm glad that we're getting this. We've amassed a whole bunch of evidence and ideas about some of the things that have gone on in this room. So it's time for a battle. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else here with the body. Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu? Exactly. But it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. She do. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu. Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Kochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Oh, I will then. Okay. Why arrest Kay? So, what are we working with here? Even your police confirmed the Yatagarasu infiltrated. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. So I think that we're going to have to do some pressing. I'm going to start with this one, honestly. I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default. No, but if you saw the self-purported Yatagarasu standing in front of a body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself? Nah. Even so, I'd still listen to what that person had to say before I passed judgment. Are you talking about yourself in those times when you are under suspicion? I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience. I personally know that feeling really well, sir. And given my situation, I now know exactly what it's like too. I'm fine with never experiencing it ever. I wonder if Francisca ever will or does have that. I'm not sure if I've seen everything she's been in. Well, for one thing, I don't know what happens in the next investigations game, so who knows? Are you done with your little group conference? So Agent China suspects Kay of murder simply because Kay is the Yatagarasu. But if I can prove that the Yatagarasu's goal is not related to murder... Oh, thanks for the tip, Edgeworth. Great. It's nice to know the direction I should be going in. Then I may be able to begin to reason with her. In that case, what do we have? I don't think we have any evidence that's actually related to that, do we? So this is... Yeah, okay. No, we don't have anything. So it's just going to be a matter of pressing then.
Hold it!
I think. They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch a thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu that committed murder eluded us. Of course, I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Bubbly's embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. Maybe Shiner was the one in the coat. No! In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. The confusion caused by the fire? Are you saying that the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire? A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire. It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears. Sorry, what was that little interjection from Gumshoe there? Furthermore, this girl claims to be... That's really suspicious. Gumshoe, did you start a fire? Gumshoe, did you start a fire? Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she is a killer. No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expect nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. It might just be the opening I need. Yeah, I mean, if Manny was killed to get the key, then the key was just sitting there right next to the safe. So why was the safe not opened? And quite frankly, they didn't even need to get into the second compartment to get those documents, did they? Well, they did say it was sort of, the documents were stuck in the second compartment. Hang on. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. Okay. Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove she is a killer. No, but it does give for her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. Okay, that's where She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. So maybe... What have we got here? Doc related to smuggling of Bubbly's ink, it appears to point to Mr. Cochin. I mean, is the argument perhaps that because she wanted Mr. Cochin to, be convicted and go to jail, why would she kill him? Yeah.
Objection!
Oh, okay, that was it. It was my best guess. Agent Shiner, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagarasu, I am certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Cochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Oh, this is the first time we've ever shaken massive droplets of sweat out of her. It's probably like the heat from that huge wig. It's definitely a wig. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked. It's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Cochin had the key on him. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact. Need, reason, all of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe's second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. Oh, that's a big reveal. What? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. And that is where we're going to have to leave this episode on this with this exciting music, on this exciting cliffhanger. We've come a fair way already in this case, so I'm very keen to learn more about what this evidence is. And we're starting to peel away the layers, the onion layers of Shiner. Yeah, I feel like something is close to tumbling here, and I really don't know what her deal is. I'm very curious. I'm really curious to find out if I'm right that that's a wig. I really feel like it's a wig. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.